Hey everyone, I am back. We just took that extended look at the Avalon Adventure board game. I hope you enjoyed, learning a little bit more about it. And I'm kind of going fuzzy. There we go. But I hope you enjoyed learning about it. And I meant to say on the battle board that when you do the battles, there's like a dungeon and then there's an outdoor area. And I worked with actually a very awesome artist named Christian Colbert. And he's going to be with us on everything we do from here on out. And I given him like a rough idea of what the battle boards were going to look like. And he painted that. And very retro, it's a very retro inspired game. So Christian, if you're watching, thank you. It was a pleasure, an honor to work with you on that. Nice job. Okay, Castle Blackwood. This is, as I said, I blueprinted or I designed all the dungeons. And this one in particular, again, the amazing Sean Ellis took that and painted this dungeon board. So if you don't mind, if you'd like, it's going to give you a quick tour of Castle Blackwood. And when we were talking about this, he said when he painted it, he wanted to go for like a real, kind of Dark Souls theme. And I think he definitely achieved that. It's such a cool dungeon board. And this is one of the ones here that, in particular, that we really had to brighten up a bit, from that proof copy. And going back to kind of what I said, about working with the manufacturer, the proof copy did look awesome. However, it was the first print run, and we had to really work to get it to be this nice and, bright, but still kind of retain that dark theme, if you will, to everything. There's the throne room. So anyway, I'll give you a quick tour of this, and I hope you enjoy it. I knew somewhat about castles. I grew up playing all these games, but I actually researched castles for a good month before designing this dungeon. So hopefully you like the kind of layout that this is. I think it's very appropriate for a castle. But right here, this is where the heroes start. They always start at a thing called the siege tile. And if you notice here, Sean painted some big doors opening here. And if we go straight ahead, there's kind of a drawbridge. And then this will go into the Great Hall. Okay? Coming over here, and I have to give Sean credit for this. When we were talking about, when him painting it, he said, what if the outside of the castle? Because right here, coming down here and here, this is the outdoor part of the castle. I thought I put the royal graveyard north and south. And then you actually enter into the backside of the castle here at the king's burial chambers. And there's the queen's burial chambers. But he said, how wouldn't it be cool to have it like snow around it, like a light snow had fallen. I was like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So in designing that, that's why it looks kind of white. That we made it look like it was had just snowed. Very cold area. So going back to here, that's the siege area. If your heroes go straight up north, they'll go into the Great Hall, that will get you to everything in the castle. But there's some secret entrances that we're going to show you. Over here is the guardhouse. And just know that there are 60 quests in the game, 60 unique quests. So there's some very cool creative quests I wrote for this board, but all of them. In particular, there's one with the guardhouse here that I think you'll enjoy. So if we move east, you go through the guardhouse, and then here is the eastern watchtower. So there's watchtowers there. Again, notice the patrol routes. Look how nice and bright, vibrant they are. Very easy to see. Going up from the watchtower, we're going to enter into an area called the Somber Forest. Kind of like a twisting trail, if you will. There's a Blackwood Prowler. And when I created these, monsters and creatures in the game, I wrote origin stories. And the Blackwood Prowler is from Castle Blackwood. And you notice there's a red medallion. That's called the Blood Moon Amulet. So you'll learn what that is when you're fighting it. That thing could activate. And it can make that Blackwood Prowler a much stronger adversary against you. So again, you're going to be going through the Somber Forest. Up here, there's a nice well Sean painted there. Then you're going to go to the terrace. Then this is the back way into the castle, which will go to the ballroom area. And there's a western and eastern ballroom. And if you guys checked out, I showed one of the quests called The Legend of the Burning Ballroom, and that's where this takes place at. So if you check the company's YouTube channel, I kind of did like a narration where you can read, where I read you the quest for this particular area. So anyway, that's one of the entrance. That's another entrance into Castle Blackwood. So we're going to go back down. Now, if we head west, and this is something I learned when I was researching making this board, that there was things called the lower bailey and the upper bailey. And so this area right here is the lower bailey and the upper bailey. And we put some weapons out here, like a weapons table. Maybe, there were soldiers out here at one time practicing or, using their weapons. And then it's going to go over here to the western, with that door there, to the western watchtower. Again, just notice how much, like the grass and the snow and just everything looks great. The glow of the torches inside the chambers. Very nice. But going back here, if we look, there's actually a smashed wall here. And this is yet another kind of like secret entrance, I guess you could say, into Castle Blackwood. That this will take you into the Hall of Honor. Can you see that? So there's like this knight that Sean painted there. That's so cool. It's almost like 3D looking. So this will take you into the Hall of Honor and then to this kind of grand staircase area. But going back down here, if we go back up north from the Western Watchtower, your heroes will enter into the royal graveyards, the south and the north right there. And if you notice, there's like a door smashed down. It's another entrance into Castle Blackwood. So there's all these kind of like secret entrances. And actually, I have to go back over here and show you something about another entrance. So you can get into the Queen's burial chamber. I think this is just one of the coolest parts of this. And right there, we have a shadow servant in there. Check out those tombs. To me, that looks very 3D. Sean, if you're watching, again, just a stellar job you did painting this. And real quick, before I shoot back over there, going through that door, you're going to be in the cellar area of Castle Blackwood. We're going to come back to this, but I want to shoot back over here, not moving this too fast. Remember we were talking over here about the somber forest, southern? Well, if you look around here, there's another smashed door. It's kind of like another secret entrance into Castle Blackwood, and that will take you into the oratory. And that's something else that, when I was researching castles, that, I made sure there was an oratory inside the castle. And again, at least from this perspective, that looks very 3D, doesn't it? Like the couches there. Sean just did just an amazing job in that, like that on the floor. It's just very killer. And then we're coming back to it, but there's the throne room there. And we have an orc siege breaker in the throne room. And there's the throne. So let's go back over here. Let's say that we kept going north through the royal graveyard. We're going to come into the king's burial chamber. So there's like a king's and queen's burial chamber. Heading over here east, there's the undercroft of Castle Blackwood. Every castle has an undercroft pretty much. Then heading down south, that will bring us right back into the cellar. So if we go up this grand staircase here, go up north, there is the larder. And there's actually a very cool quest that involves the larder. And notice again, patrol routes. Very nice, colorful, vibrant. If there's any board that really benefited from the tweaks that we did with the manufacturer, it's this board. It looks just awesome now. And then if we go over, we're going to be back inside of the ballroom area, the east and west. So if we head south, we'll be in the solar. I guess every castle, or at least, medieval castles had a solar. So that's in there, a couple chambers in there. Again, Sean, amazing work there with that fireplace and all that. And then going over here is the throne room. Back to that. And I think we covered everything. But again, let's move. Let's sort this orc siege breaker. And again, just like, look how nice the patrol routes look now. Very easy to see. And I think that's it. Then if we came back down here, we'll be back into the Great Hall. back to the siege. So there is a quick tour of Castle Blackwood. I hope that you enjoyed that. It's a very fun dungeon board to play with all those like different secret entrances. And it's just a very nice board. Cool dungeon board. Okay, let's come on back, and then we're going to look at, a lot of people said this is their favorite board, the Cavern of Lost Souls. And I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised when you see how this one, you know, how we tweaked it and everything. It looks tremendous. Okay, guys, I will talk to you in just a few.